Hey, Willow.
Lord.
That attacks, that turns them into zombies. But, I mean, could it possible, like, it go towards humans? I mean, it can, but I believe it can happen.
I do have something to say. If it does happen, let's just pray to God that they are the zombies from The Walking Dead and not the zombies from the Resident Evil series. My fat ass can't run that fast now.
You thinking them zombies are tough. No, think about the zombies from what's that movie? Pause. Oh, y'all heard this new song? It's with we're making a second name. It called Pause. Let me stop.
How are we going from zombies to music? No.
Cause I was being.
In front of people. You need to stop. Because you know good and damn well you hate that fucking cat. So she quit trying to have.
You hear my friend?
You know you hate that cat.
I don't hate my cat.
You tried to give me the cat earlier.
I sure did. I'm just kidding. But yeah, what's that movie? Let's see. I'm thinking.
I swear to God, you.
Cause you think Resident Evil tough? No, think about 28 days later or 28 weeks later. How fast some zombies will run? They running like they was a track team.
Hey, the 28 days later zombies ain't nothing compared to the Resident Evil zombies because those Resident Evil zombies are big, muscular, and big.
Oh well, you better fight them. They your same height. You better fight them.
There ain't no zombie out there that's 5'3".
No zombies. What I'm trying to say is, you big and they big. You better fight them. Better fight them like the dude they look like.
Hey, I'll go down swinging, but how people describe me is I'm a walking zombie buffet.
You the full course meal. The full
Again,
course
the buffet.
Meal. Let me tell you.
It's an all you can eat.
You the full course meal. You are. You the breakfast, the lunch, the dinner, the supper. You even the chocolate. You even the ice cream, the cake. You all that, my friend. You all that.
And what are you? The fried chicken and collard greens?
Oh. He said, no, Reagan. He said that No, Reagan, you should have heard what he said, Reagan. He said that I am for the fried chicken and cornbread and collard greens.
I'm already there.
I'm not going to hell, baby. I'm going to heaven. I'll be singing with them angels. Hallelujah.
No, you want me to tell you an old Irish saying?
And what's that, Tristan?
Maybe in heaven 3 days before the devil knows you're dead.
But like I said, if the zombie...
Well,
This is my second one. So shut the fuck up.
Know what you said last night, Reagan? You said you want to stop smoking, Reagan.
Well, hey, here's the thing, though. Like,
I don't even have a pack of cigarettes.
But yeah, let me tell you, if the zombie apocalypse be like The Walking Dead, zombie apocalypse.
Hold on. You want to throw me out like that? You told me you was gonna stop sucking dick.
Well, this video took a turn for the worse.
I ain't never said that.
Well, this video took a turn for the worse.
I don't do stuff like that. I am wholly insanctified.
Oh, don't you dare. You know damn well, don't you fucking lie. Don't you lie.
I'm gonna become a whole nun out here. Respect to the nuns out there.
Who go believe you? Not nobody should.
You know what, leave me alone. God, I like to say something to you right here on camera.
answer your question about the whole
Go
zombie thing,
ahead. See what happens.
right?
I'm gonna come to Florida and yank that
I'm
bonnet off your head.
And guess what? We'll be out here fighting then. Come, baby, come yank it. Come yank it.
Bitch. I'm gonna get her to back me up.
Who?
Willow.
You know what? You ain't girl bad. I will fight my own cat in a heartbeat. She ain't about that life. I'm just kidding.
Are we still talking about zombie apocalypse, or are we just talking about whatever now?
Okay. Back to the topic. You see, regular got me sidetracked. Like this is an everyday occurrence.
Y'all were talking about the zombie apocalypse. How you're gonna be the main course for the male zombies.
Who gonna be the meal? Who gonna be full meal course?
You?
Hold on. In the words of fairy godmother from that Cinderella Vine, when she said, what booty and thighs and all that do I have so I can be a whole meal? I'm more like a snack. I'm a snack.
You're frozen. Feel that, right? You're frozen.
I'm a snack. That's a full course meal right there. You a full course meal. I'm a snack.
No, you ain't. You's a whole breakfast, dinner, everything. You a whole course.
And guess what? And you didn't insure the protein shake. How about that, friend?
A whole full course meal.
Oh.
Yeah, we're just gonna leave Moore's place over here just hanging.
Listen, Tristan. But like I said, back to the topic. I'm done with Reagan for today. Can you even hear her?
I can't.
I'm pretty sure everybody else can hear her too.
So, to answer to your question, wait, that's what that noise is?
I hate her.
And y'all wonder why I don't pick up the phone when y'all call in the group. And y'all wonder why I don't pick up the phone when y'all call the group.
Cause she petty, Tristan. That's why I'm glad you don't answer. Cause she petty.
You do know I almost picked up one night. Hey, y'all do know I almost picked up one night because it was almost 2 a.m. and y'all decided to fucking call and woke me up.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Like that chocolate, don't you?
Mm-hmm, and I love that chocolate.
Yeah, this is straight up that bedroom.
Okay, so can we please get back to the topic that we were supposed to be announcing?
Okay.
Instead of y'all two being petty ass motherfuckers.
Okay, I'll just aside.
Okay, so what I've been trying to say is there's a possibility that it could happen.
Mm-hmm.
You wanna know why?
What the? Justice.
I'm listening.
Really? If you have.
You wanna know why? You wanna know why it's a possibility that it could happen?
Why it could happen, friend? Tell us why it could happen.
Well, let's see. Okay, so everybody in different countries have their own beliefs about everything, right? Like, when Ebola was an outbreak in Africa, there was said to be people coming up from the graves and walking around, and it found out it was a hoax.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 1970s, right, in Ireland, okay, in a small town in Ireland, how this happened, a mysterious fog rolled in the small town, and everybody decided to close up early. And the police that night were getting reports of seeing people in the fog. And when the police went to go investigate the cemetery the next day, all the graves were dug up, and there was no bodies, no nothing in all the graves.
Dang, that's some.
And nobody knows
And
nobody knows how this happened because it's a cold case pretty much, and that's the place. It's a cold case because nobody knows how this happened. And this happened in the 1970s in Ireland, and so it's a possibility that it could happen, and then you get that possibility that it could not happen.
What happened, Justin? So take your glasses off because you weren't serious for a second.
So it's in the range of the 60-40% range. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That it could possibly happen here because in 2011, don't forget the bath salt incident that turned people into zombies.
Oh yeah, I remember that because Lord, when I said that man beat the million, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that was so sad, and that was in Miami, Florida.
Yeah, and there was about I think 20 counts. There's about 20 counts of cannibalism reported that year.
Justin, somebody wants to see you twerk.
I am so glad I'm not video chatting with y'all.
You heard of? Honey, I am not trying to twerk. I found some. Okay, so I found some chocolate. It's that white Kit Kat too. You know I love chocolate.
He loves white chocolate.
Oh.
It's over with.
Bro.
Chocolate is disgusting.
But I'm gonna be honest with you because I believe that it's gonna be another virus that comes out, and
another Justin. The coronavirus ain't even done it over with. It's over the 4 years of that shit.
Listen. Okay, but still, what if Corona is not the big virus that we need to be worried about? Like, what if it's something?
After the zombie apocalypse, I'm gonna just keep mine on I'm gonna stay inside the house, away from the crowd now.
Shit, I'm gonna be out there fighting.
Period. She gonna be stuck in the house. I'm gonna be out there. I'm gonna be like Michonne from The Walking Dead. I'm gonna be out there.
No, I'm just.
You'll be the first casualty.
Oh, you think?
Yeah, I have a question, man. I have a quick question.
I'm listening.
Is that the same person that we used to talk to a lot back in 2013?
Talking about my friend Reagan.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what she. Girl, you don't. Hold on. I'm not gonna play with her. I'm on Skype, friend. Maybe if you know what Skype is, it's not. Because I'm doing a YouTube video, friend. Business, get your some, baby, get your some. I'm just kidding.
And this YouTube video went from talking about zombies to everybody being a bitch to each other.
No, okay, but to think about it though, we doing think about it. We doing reverse psychology. Cause think about it. During the zombie apocalypse, everybody is gonna act crazy, and then people gonna start being, the B word to each other and everything else. And look, and that's a prime example.
Yeah, I'm not coming near y'all during the apocalypse. I'll be a lot better on my own.
Because, like I said, what if there be a more bigger disease than anything that, that's way bigger than the coronavirus? Like, way!
Well, if you think about it, every 100 years there's been a major outbreak.
I know.
And they all happen to fall on the same numbers that ends with a 0.
Right.
Like I think in 1900.
One more damn thing. This food. I'm gonna come to Florida if I get that bonnet off my head.
Continue, sir. Continue.
I think in the year 1900 there was the Spanish flu outbreak. If my memory serves me correctly, I think in the year 1900 there was a Spanish flu outbreak.
I remember the Spanish flu. Guess who?
So wait, you were there in the 1900s?
No, Reagan was. Reagan invented it. The Spanish flu, cause you know you don't like if your mouth closed when you be coughing. I'm just kidding.
You know what? I'm gonna let my 40-year-old take care of you. I'm gonna let him whoop your ass.
Shut up. Where she go? Where you go, Reagan? I was just kidding. Can you take a turn?
Well, that was a unexpected turn.
I know, right?
That was an
Hold on.
Oh, you going to the bathroom? I was just kidding with you, Reagan. Don't get hostile. Don't get your feelings hurt.
Nigga, I'm gonna knock you out.
Shut up, boo. Hey. See, she goes. I'm telling you, I ain't gonna lie to you. This video is gonna be lit, and you already know that I'm gonna get a lot of views because we just having fun. You get what I'm saying, Tristan?
Maybe we should change the title of the video to just having fun.
Listen.
And you know what? I don't think they can hear me on Skype, and I don't think Reagan can hear me either.
Reagan heard you. Reagan can hear, and I think they can hear Reagan too, because Reagan got a loud mouth.
I was about to say, like, if she couldn't hear me, if that means they can't hear me, that means I can call on Messenger.
They can hear you because because I'm recording it with a Bandicam, like it's screen recording. They can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's just I haven't been on Skype in 2 years, so.
Off me, cat. Dang. Up there trying to scratch me and stuff. But yeah, I bet you. How many views?
It'll get plenty.
I know. You gonna get a whole lot. You gonna tell your friends about it?
Maybe.
Why you say maybe?
Maybe.
Okay.
Kidding with you, man.
I know. But yeah, I mean, I do believe the zombie apocalypse gonna happen. Reagan believes it. I mean, I believe it. I mean, you believe it. Reagan believe it.
Well, I mean, like I said, it's in a 60-40 category. Like, 60% it couldn't happen, 40% that it could. You know? Did you hear me?
Yes, I heard you. I mean, because it's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, if it does happen, it's going to be man-made.
It really is.
Because if you think everything that can create a potential virus like that, with me being a somewhat of a conspiracy theorist, the coronavirus was man-made in China, and it was man-made in a lab. That's my theory on the point of the coronavirus, is that China that was overseen by the U.S. government and the Chinese government. And like I said, I'm somewhat of a conspiracy theorist. I like conspiracy theories. I love to watch them, love to hear about them.
I know what you're saying.
And I think if a zombie apocalypse does happen, if it does, it's going to be man-made by a lab. Probably not here in the U.S., but it's going to be man-made in a lab. Because, and if it is here in the U.S., and the U.S. enough to make it, they just don't want nobody to worry. Because I actually do remember about a year ago, believe it or not, about a year ago, I saw this video that this person who worked for the U.S. government, they actually got fired and probably got arrested because their video got leaked. They was in the CDC briefing room, and they was actually talking. If my memory serves me correctly, I think they was actually talking about the coronavirus. And it was some kind of virus they was talking about. I don't know if it was COVID or what, but it was some kind of virus they was talking about. And that was our CDC in Atlanta, Georgia.
Was it? I think I know what you're talking about. Wasn't it about that black man who went missing and they found him dead in LA?
I think so. I don't remember, but all I know is they were talking about a virus that it was a contagious and deadly virus, and it could spread and they said it could bring people back to life.
Because that video, I'm telling you, that video, like, of him talking was all on YouTube. Like, when I say it was all over YouTube.
Well, like what I'm saying is I mean, that was our own CDC in Atlanta, Georgia, that was hiding that from everybody. Like with COVID, the Chinese government did the same thing. Well, not with COVID, but with SARS. They did the same thing.
SARS was before COVID.
Oh yeah, way before. But SARS was in 2003. But when SARS was starting to become an outbreak in China, the Chinese government kept it hush hush between the UN and the medical staff of the UN. Nobody knew what was going on, and because China thought they could take care of it themselves, but it almost became worldwide like COVID. And SARS was a little bit worse than COVID, a little bit worse, but COVID and SARS are both of the same virus family, same virus cell, pretty much, if you might.
But let me ask you this though. Do you think Hollywood knows something?
I mean, shit, possibly. I mean, it's a possibility that Hollywood might know something, but I mean, it's just zombie movies, so I mean, we really don't know for sure, you know?
Yeah, we really don't.
Go ahead.
Because a lot of people believe, it's gonna happen, and they don't know when it's gonna happen. On the internet and stuff, and I can show the views, the viewers and stuff, like if you go on the internet, it's called the Zombie Apocalypse Countdown Clock.
Okay, here's my thing, and here's my other outtake on this. Like, could it be? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so like I said a while ago, it's going to be man, because everything that has happened in the past years has been man-made. I mean, there are glaciers that are de-thawing that are releasing bacteria and viruses that we have never. Because all these viruses and bacteria date back to the prehistoric era. So with all this ice thawing around the world, it is releasing new viruses and new bacteria that we don't know anything about. Potentially dangerous.
Right.
And like the reason I'm going that COVID-19 is man-made is because that the world is overpopulated enough. A long time ago.
Listen.
The world is getting overpopulated, and there's a thing called Agenda. There's a thing I think it's called Agenda 21 that the government is using to wipe out some of humanity to depopulate the world. If you think about it, in Florida, I think back in the 1960s or 70s, in the state of Florida, the U.S. military was spraying an orange mist onto the ground, which was to kill trees, plants, grass, and even people. It was a test run about this new thing that they was going to use during the Vietnam War.
Right.
Because the stuff was made to poison life and even people life. And they was going to use that during the Vietnam War to depopulate the tree life, so the American soldiers, or so the U.S. soldiers, could get a better trajectory on their targets in the tree line. It would also affect animals.
But like I said, because let me tell you, the last time, but you do know about the zombie doomsday clock, right?
I do. I do my research on a lot of things, and like when you're saying about when you said earlier about it brings ants and all that back to life, yes, that is true. It is not a virus. It is actually a worm. It's a parasite.
Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm saying. Like, it's not a virus, but it's a parasite. Like, it would, like, attack the ant, and then, the ant, it would kill the ant, and then it would go animal like that.
Well, I seen a video of this snail that was infected by the same parasite. The snail was already dead. The parasite, like you said, had crawled into it and killed it, and started taking over the snail's body. You can see the moving the because the parasite only takes over the brain and the brain stem, which ironically is what is the brain and the brain stem. They're not alive. They're not showing any brain activity, but their brain is showing like okay. You remember Walking Dead, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember season 1, episode 4? I think it was the last episode of season 1, where he was showing all of them the subject.
Yeah, and how the way he died.
And it started to come back as a black space black type thing.
Hold on for a minute.
It's like
hold on for a minute. Somebody knocking on the door. Hold on.
Well,
who is it? I know I saw Justin just a minute ago. Okay. I'm back.
Am I good to go?
Yeah, you good to go.
Okay. And it was like space black type thing, and it was like a little bit of electrical, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. But
that's pretty much what they need to thrive on. The brain is not going to be fully active, but if the brain is somewhat active and it controls the stem for their movement and all that, that's what they really need to thrive on. And that's what the parasite. Because take the deer for example. When all these deer would die and would come back to life and all that, they call them zombie deer. But it was not a contagious virus that could be transferred from animal to person, And it was that's when they concluded, when they got a subject, parasite. And this parasite thrives on any animal it sees. It could be like a dog, it could be a cat, it could be a deer, it could even be like I said, a snail, or like you said, an ant.
Seen the movie Train to Busan?
No, but I do hear good things about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna put that out there. In the beginning of the movie, this man run over a deer, right? And of course, the deer dies as a normal deer, and it came back as a zombie deer. And the disease that everybody was talking about on Facebook and YouTube and everything else. And I was like, okay. I was like, when I watched Train to Busan, I was like, okay, this is what they was talking about in the movie, but it never said how it started or what happened,
Well, that's the thing. Same thing in The Walking Dead. Nobody knows how it started. Nobody knows anything. To be honest, it's just like when it goes to show, when the world goes to shit and all that. In the show, they're all infected, whether if they die of natural causes or they get killed and not get shot in the head or anything, they come back because they're all infected.
Right.
And that's what got people to thinking, because The Walking Dead was actually at the height of the said zombie apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Because in 2011, 2012-ish, that bath salt outbreak that turned people into zombies pretty much, The Walking Dead was still airing at that time. It was actually just beginning.
It really was.
The Walking Dead, I'm sad to say, The Walking Dead is about to come to an end. I'm sad to say. It has been confirmed The Walking Dead will end after season 11.
Yeah, because I think Andrew Lincoln...
He doesn't because Andrew Lincoln flat out said, because when they found out about Carl and all them,
Mm-hmm.
And spoiler alert for people who have not seen season 8 yet, spoiler alert, when Carl, they was at the table reading and all that, and Chandler Riggs' character Carl died in the show. Andrew Lincoln looked at everybody else and said, "I don't want to be on the show no more since Carl's on the show," because Carl was the only person that Rick had left of his family.
Right.
Well, besides his daughter.
You know.
Well, that's what I said. Besides his daughter.
He got another child.
No.
Yes, he does. He does. He got a child with Michonne.
All I remember was he had Carl and his daughter, and that was it.
I know, but then he got married to Michonne, and they got a kid together. It's a boy.
I know that. I knew they got married, but I didn't know. But anywho, spoiler alert. Like I said, Carl dies in season 8, and after that, season 9 happened. That's when Andrew Lincoln's character Rick died. But the thing is, nobody knows if Rick's dead or. Watch the episode where Rick supposedly died at. He's still breathing. He just gets picked up by a helicopter from a person that was trying to kill them.
Right. But
and right now, Robert Kirk is getting together with AMC to make a Andrew Lincoln Rick Grimes spinoff movie, pretty much like a 3-episode movie of like The Walking Dead as Rick Grimes once again.
Right.
But nobody knows if that's going to happen or not because, we've seen it before, hey, this is going to happen, but it never does. And that's one thing about the zombie apocalypse. Because, like, people's been training about this shit all their life.
Have you ever seen the movie? Not the movie, but the TV show Z Nation?
I have, and I love it.
Okay. When you was talking about, The Walking Dead, when, if they got shot or whatever, they come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in the Z Nation, died of a heart attack or died of a gunshot, they would come back as zombies. And I was like, that seems familiar because we've seen that on The Walking Dead. And I'm like, but what I like about on there though is that, when someone dies, because they feel bad.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a good show. But what I like how the way it started off is, because how the way the beginning started off, they had a little intro. They said, they said the president is dead, and they don't even know how it started, just like The Walking Dead.
Well, the thing is, like, because here's my theory about how it could start in reality. Okay. Because, and like every other show that stars like zombies, like movies and TV shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody knows how it all. Nobody wants to put in the initiative that it could have been an airborne virus.
Right.
Because if you think about it, the reason I say airborne because it could happen in reality as well, and this is why I'm thinking airborne because in the movies and the shows, if they die of a heart attack. They're all infected, hence, airborne virus.
Exactly.
Like, that's how COVID is. COVID is an airborne virus in itself. It started off as like, person to person, and then it can become airborne later on down the road. Because all it takes is just a change in a virus to start getting stronger.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm telling you, because every time I wake up and I'll watch, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, every time I'll, watch the news or, read the news and stuff, it's like, because I live in Florida, right? It's like, every time I turn around, they say they found new cases of corona here. I feel like, is it mutating or, what, I want to know what's really going on with it. Like, that's why I'm trying to.
Well, I can tell you what it is. Cities. I've got tired of the government telling them when they can reopen and all that, and city officials decided to reopen stuff on their own a little too early. Yeah, everything was good for a little bit, but also I follow in the news on Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
them every single day. And most of that is either about President Trump or about COVID. And COVID and the death cases related to COVID-19 has surpassed 900,000 deaths here in the U.S. alone. Here in the U.S. alone, 1,000 deaths.
And that's crazy.
Then again, it could be throughout the world. I'm not definitely sure, but it's like the death case from COVID is at the 900,000 mark, which is almost as close as the flu deaths, because the flu kills, because like in over recent years the flu has killed a little over 1.3 million people. The flu has.
I know, and I'm telling you, it's because have you noticed that? Because it seems like in other places, I'm not gonna lie to you, it seems like in other places they still shut down, like the whole country, whatever. Like it's still shut down, and I feel like I feel like over there it's probably getting more better than it is over here.
No, no. When I was still living in Denver, okay. When I was still living in Denver, and when I moved out, like everything was still shut down. When I moved out of Denver, there was only a handful of places that was open and letting people come in. Mm-hmm. And and I got friends who live in Denver, and I talk to them almost every day, and they give me constant updates about what's going on. Right. And the governor of Colorado, which is the governor of Colorado, okay, who is just like the governor of Mississippi. They are both almost identical about what they do. They're both hypocrites in my eyes, okay? Like the governor of Mississippi issued the mandate statewide mask ordinance. Okay? Mm-hmm. But he was seen sitting in a big crowd of people with his wife, and him nor her were wearing their masks, along with a lot of other people. The governor of Colorado has been spotted a couple of times without wearing his mask as well. And I get it, you do you, but don't pretty much force your mask ordinance on everybody if y'all are not going to abide by it as well. Especially if y'all are pretty much in charge of the whole state.
I'm telling you, we had a customer come into Dollar General today, and he stayed up and said it. He said, I don't see why y'all wearing a mask and stuff, because it's anything. Like, it's not doing nothing to protect y'all, this, that, and the other. And he was talking about that it's basically really and truly messing up y'all immune system.
It really is. Like, it really, really is. Because I hear more sirens. That sounds like an ambulance, too. If you actually get your mask and put under a microscope, and look at the part that you breathe in. Hold on, give me a second. Nope, that is the deputy sheriff's. Is it just one or two? Just one. Where y'all going? Okay, back from this way. Okay. Breathe in and lay it underneath the microscope, right? Mm-hmm. And you zoom in, and you can actually see all the bacteria that you are breathing into your mask. And even if you do wash it, it's still going. Wearing the mask seemed ethical at first. It lowers the chance of you getting it, yes, but it also puts a higher risk level on your own health. Like if you have a doctor's note saying you can't wear a mask because you have understandable, you don't need to wear a mask. But if you look at the stuff that you breathe into your mask, and even if you do wash it, it's still going to be there. That's all the bacteria and all that's coming out of your body and going into your mask, and then going back into your body when you breathe in, thus messing up your immune system, and could give you a higher chance of getting. And Yeah, he has a point. That stranger has a point. Because at my old job back in Denver, I had to stand at the door and count how many people walk in and walk masks because we had to enforce the mask rule.
Yeah.
And I don't like enforcing that on people. I do not. And to tell you how bad it was that I had mask rule on people was that I would always get yelled at. People would throw stuff at me and all that. Somebody even tried to punch me. Because I was enforcing a rule that they did not want to abide by, and I completely understood, but it was store policy. Either wear your mask, but then you got to think about the Constitution and HIPAA law. In the Constitution and in HIPAA, it states that nobody can force you, especially HIPAA. You know HIPAA, right?
Mm-hmm.
The HIPAA law, the HIPAA to wear a mask if they do not want to. You have the right to decline service, but you cannot force them to wear a mask.
Right.
That's the same thing with the Constitution. You cannot force nothing upon anybody. I mean, you have a right to decline them, but you have no right to force anything upon them. And and I wish people knew more about their Constitution and their rights. I really wish more people knew about that.
Right.
The reason I choose to wear a mask is because like retail workers and all that. Because I've actually been yelled at a couple of times by people who work at a store for not wearing my mask. Go ahead.
But let me tell you about this though, because here, even though the employees here, we have to wear our masks, but when customers come in without their mask, we cannot say nothing to them at all. We cannot address them about wearing a mask or nothing because my manager said it would start confrontation.
Yeah.
And then and we have other customers, they be like, oh, do they speak English? Can't they read that sign say that wear mask and why they ain't wearing a mask and this, that, and the other and blah 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 this and blah 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 that. And I'm like, because they will start confrontation and customers like to argue and stuff.
See, that was like before the mask thing became a thing. A couple people come to me one day when I was at my old store back in Denver, look at me and be like, are y'all really going to serve those people that's not wearing a mask? And I was like, well, yes, we have to because it's not mandatory. And that customer got so mad. He walked in to shop, but when I told him that, he just walked out all mad and yelling at me and cussing at me and all that. And I was like, and I looked at him, I was like, it's not my job to tell them that they cannot wear a mask. It's not mandatory. When it becomes, and I looked at the guy and I was like, when it becomes mandatory, but until that time comes, I will not tell them anything because it's not my job because it's not mandatory. My job is to stand here and count how many of y'all walk in and how many of y'all walk out.
Right. Because I'm not going to lie to you. But I remember they said, I remember they were talking about Walmart, like customers that came to Dollar General. I remember they were talking about Walmart and stuff. They said Walmart would chase you down and make you put on a mask and this, that, and the other. And I was like, what?
And you see that they can't do that. Because like, it's like at my old job, like we was, like if nobody wanted to wear a mask after it became mandatory, we were supposed to tell them that they needed to wear a mask, and if they did not comply, then we would have to call security on them.
Mm-hmm.
And all that. Like, hey, don't yell at me. I'm just a counter. I'm just the guy who counts people, and I occasionally walk outside and push buggies in, and bag y'all's groceries and pack y'all's groceries in y'all's buggies. And they still yelled at me. Like one person at another store the same store that I worked at a different location actually got the crap beat out of him because he asked somebody to put on their mask. Like that potential customer ended up punching that person like 3 or 4 times in the face, all because he said, "Can you please put on your mask?"
That's crazy.
So after that, like, they still had us count people and all that, which I don't understand. Like, because like that was nowhere in my job description. They just chose me for it, without even telling me. And I looked at my manager. I was like, hey, I told him time and time again. I was like, hey, these people keep yelling at me and threatening to hit me. Can y'all please move me? Can y'all please get somebody to cover for me so I can go back down and do my original job?
And what
like I said, man, they said they was going to do it, but they never did.
Because I'm telling you, look at this weekend. I say nothing to them folks, and I mean, like it's just really crazy. And then what's really like, since all this corona mess done started, and all this, like, it's just so crazy. Like I said, people done bought up all the toilet paper, done bought up all the paper, disinfectant wipes, like, and and since I work at Dollar General, we have to, like, cause we have customers who really want that stuff. They be coming in, they be like, "Oh, have y'all got this or have y'all got that?" And all of a sudden, it is really, and it really breaks my heart that I have to tell them, no, we don't have any more of that anymore.
See, that was like when the outbreak first happened. I remember there was this one person. He was a college student, and he lived by himself. He had no family, he had no girlfriend, no kids, no nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he ends up buying about three big packs of toilet paper, the 24 packs, mind you.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up buying 24 packs of toilet paper and about 6 rolls of paper towels and about 3 boxes of tissues. And I'm like, okay. I'm saying to him, I was like, "Ooh, must be a pretty big family." He was like, "Oh no, this is all for me." And I'm like, quarantine ain't gonna be that long, right? And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, quarantine ain't gonna be that long, right? And like I was talking to this other customer who was right behind him, and he started talking to me about that, and we was like talking about it, and we was both like, yeah, there's people out there that actually need this, and and all that,
Mm-hmm. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I remember, because this one customer, she told me, she remember at one point, they had a limit on everything of how many stuff, of how much you can get. But now, since that limit is gone, everybody be buying it up.
That's what we did. That's what we did, but people, like, did not, even bother,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Hello everybody, this is just a little Adventurous Discover Rock, and if you like my videos, I hope you. But also, hit that notification bell as well, and let's hop right on back into the video. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Welcome to America 2020.
But and some people be like, "Oh, the coronavirus probably gonna be over it end of next year or the beginning of next year," and I'm like, okay.
No, my phone's dying.
Your phone dying? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's at 10%. Let's see how long I can hold out, though.
I'm sorry.
Record. Hold on. I'm gonna be mad if this video did not record. Like, for real. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Justin from Adventurous Vlog, and today I am going to be playing Call of Duty Cold War Zombies Outbreak, and I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, but also hit that notification bell to be notified when the next time I am live, occur, or post any more content, and I hope you I'm waiting for my friend. She had to go do something. So sorry about the wait, y'all. Dark, like give it that, you know, that scary, that zombie apocalypse type vibes and stuff. Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Time with Adventure Discover Vlog. I am so sorry about the late response, but I had got off the phone with my friend and stuff, and I hope y'all all enjoyed our conversation about how the zombie apocalypse could happen. I believe the zombie apocalypse is gonna be motivated by the spirit world to try to restore balance and try to I feel like, the zombie apocalypse was also predicted by Nostradamus himself, and I will do a next podcast and a video on who is Nostradamus and how he played an important role into all the predictions that's going on in the world. And how the zombie apocalypse will be truly inspired by the spirit world and what they have in store for all of us. But like I said, stay tuned, and I hope you all like, comment, and subscribe, but also hit that notification bell to be notified the next time I will go live. Or the spirit world said they was going to unleash a zombie apocalypse towards us, but I will go into more details of my breakdowns and my theories on how the zombie apocalypse is going to happen. And I love you all. Thank you for enjoying the video podcast, and I hope y'all catch y'all tomorrow again when I do another podcast, and I hope you all ready for it. I love you all. Mwah. Bye.